All right, let's start off at the beginning. We're going to go through like the original. I'm going to go through all of my guitars, like build specs wise and all that. But we're starting off with the one that really got me going. So we've got the Schecter Syn Standard. Now, I believe this one was probably put out around 2029. I picked it up in 2010. My mother and her partner at the time had got it for me. And this thing features a mahogany body, mahogany neck with a, slim taper. Like this one is a very, very slim. Grover tuners. Yep, it's got Grovers. This thing was made in Korea, and I believe it's 25.5 inch scale length. It's got the Duncan design. I found out they are called detonators, so that's pretty cool. Got your three-way switch, and then one of the knobs is your push-pull. You can pull it up and then switch it for the variable, and you got your tone and volume. I think the tone is the one that pulls. And then, of course, for the tremolo, you got a Floyd Rose Special. And when I got this guitar, did not work all that well. It threw it out of tune pretty much every which way in that. And so, pretty soon, we're going to get this guitar onto its next home. We got, poly finish on the neck, bolt on, which apparently the nowadays ones, they're neck through. So now my new successor spiritually to this guitar is, neck through. I can kind of see why they did that, but also the difference is we got the, Schecter's got them Sustainiacs in it now. So I mean, as much as I love this one for what it is, it's unplayable due to electronics issues. The three-way switch is having problems, so it's killing the output. And that's one of the reasons why it's going to the new home. Along with the fact that I don't like poly finish on the neck anymore. Now that I've played oiled and satin finish necks, I can't play poly. My hands stick to it too much. And for people that don't know, my hands are pretty darn small for a 6 foot tall man. So everything that you can give as a one-up, and all that is definitely a bonus. But this guitar, as far as I had a Fender Starcaster before I had this one, and this guitar completely blew it out the water. And even though I couldn't use the tremolo except for bringing it with the palm of my hand, it was just wonderful. As far as the first guitar goes, like the pickups, the sound. Granted, the guitar comes in at a whopping almost 9 pounds, very much so like your single cuts of the Les Paul and Paul Reed Smith variants, but, a studio guitar is usually very heavy, but sounds extremely well, whereas like your show guitars, that's where you get into the lighter, more, balanced kind of issues, which is what my new one is a lot more balanced and doesn't have this shiny finish. Even though I do love poly when it comes to putting it up on a wall. Like, if this guitar, I didn't want to see it go and get used somewhere else, it would definitely be a good wall decoration. But other than that, this guitar right now, it's kind of getting on the end of its lifespan. I mean, I bought it in 2010, so, 13 solid years of being a workhorse, minus like half a year for being, electronics going dead, give or take. But she put in her work during the time that I had her. I would definitely recommend, if you can get your hands on one of the newer models, like, give your honest comments of what, you feel about the Syn is. I know that they made another couple of models, like the Blackjack and whatnot, that feature the body style. Sorry. So it would be really cool to hear some feedback down the line. I'm sure people won't immediately see this because I'm not no big guitar YouTuber, but yeah, this is my first step into doing everything, intonation, all that myself. And man, I kept this guitar going for so long, even though it was a fucking rhythm machine. So, yeah, it's one of those ones where if you ever get a chance, pick one up and play it. If your friend's got one, especially with that Sustainiac. Any guitar with a Sustainiac in it is really good these days, because you could sit there and hold solos for forever, as with like Steve Vai and Polyphia and whatnot with his guitar. But yeah, no, this one is just a solid beast performance system. Like, then I got lucky that it was pretty much my first like real heavy guitar and allowed me to start making albums and whatnot. Like, the one guitar that took over the rhythm in the meantime when this one was really first starting to go down, I don't have it with me right now. It's a BC Rich SOB Avenge, but that guitar picked up where this one failed. But of course, the SOB being a single pickup guitar, it did not have the tonality that this one did. And one of the guitars that I'm going to show soon, that it's its current spiritual successor in my roster. I bought it for a quarter of what I paid for the Schecter, and it's still putting in work. So I'll be happy to show that one pretty soon. It was just a bunch of people on Twitter and a bunch of others like Instagram, Facebook. You've all been asking for these videos, so I'm just trying to put them out. So there's this, the introduction into my weight class into being a heavy metal player, and now I've done a whole bunch of other stuff too. So I'll explain later. I'll give a whole like deep dive into what I've done. But yeah. Alright, YouTube. Peace out.